Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is May 11th, 2026. We are going to read from Numbers chapter 20, and then we're going to read from Psalm. Let me look at my list here, 58 and 59. Okay, so what's going to happen in Numbers? All right, well, we're jumping ahead in time in Numbers. Up until now, we started at the base of Mount Sinai. We got some rules and laws laid down, counted how many fighting men there were, got the tabernacle ready, marched out following God, got straight to the promised land, and then there was that rebellion, and the people refused to go in, and they were cursed to walk the wilderness for 40 years. And we saw them start that. Now we're at the end of that period, so Numbers just kind of skips over that. We're going to get more of that when we get to Deuteronomy. So now we see it's been 40 years. That generation has mostly died away. There's still a couple people left, namely Moses and Aaron, Caleb and Joshua, and we're told that half of those will go in. We kind of forget that God only included half of those as who's going to go in, but as we approach the border again, that's where we're picking this story up. And we're going to get to this nation of, or excuse me, this area of Kadesh, and the people are complaining about no water. And we say, hey, didn't they do that already? And we want to see that, yes, they did. And that was the fathers of this group here. So the children didn't learn much differently than their parents. They're still complaining about the same thing. And when they complain to Moses, Moses goes to God, and God says, all right, I'll give them water again. Take your rod, go to the rock, and in Yahweh's name, water, and water will come out. But Moses lets his anger take him over, and he strikes the rock. Once in that anger at those people that they're yelling at him again, and he does it a second time, and his anger at God for putting him in that position, and that's the sin that he commits. And God says, hey, if I punished the people for disobeying me and made them wander for 40 years and wouldn't let them into the promised land, I can't let you in either, Moses. To Moses' credit, he doesn't complain, he accepts it, and we know he repents because we just saw when we were in the Gospels that he's on the mountain of transfiguration with Jesus. So Moses is exalted. But because he commits this sin, he can't partake in the promised land. Or to put it another way, Moses, who had the law and gave us the law, isn't saved by the law any more than anyone else was. But he's going to continue to lead the people. We see that Aaron dies on the mountain. His time is done. And we're starting to transition all the way to that new generation that's going to go in, Joshua and Caleb. And we see him come to the nation of Edom, descended from Esau. And they say, hey, you know God, hey, we worship the same God. We have a similar origin. You know that God is leading us to the promised land. We just want to go through your land because that's the quickest way to get where we're going. Hey, we'll pay you for anything we eat. We're not trying to take over your land. And we see Edom come out as an army against them. And that's important because that's how God deals with that nation. From this point on, you made yourself an enemy of people, then you become God's enemy. Now that's as a people. As individuals, again, he's going to hold out his hand for forgiveness, and we see that throughout the scriptures as well. But this is where Edom, as a nation, becomes an enemy of God. And we're going to see that repeated all the way till we get to the edge of the promised land. Let's go ahead. We're going to read Numbers chapter 20. Then the children of Israel, the whole congregation, came into the wilderness of Zin in the first month, and the people stayed in Kadesh, and Miriam died there and was buried there. Now there was no water for the congregation, so they gathered together against Moses and Aaron, and the people contended with Moses and spoke, saying, if only we had died when our brethren died before the Lord. Sons of Kohath, that incident we just read. Why have you brought up the assembly of the Lord into this wilderness that we and our animals should die here? And why have you made us come up out of Egypt to bring us to this evil place? It is not a place of grain or figs or vines or pomegranates, nor is there any water to drink. So Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly to the door of the tabernacle of meeting, and they fell on their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared to them. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, take the rod, you and your brother Aaron, gather the congregation together. Speak to the rock before their eyes, and it will yield its water. Thus you shall bring water for them out of the rock, and give drink to the congregation and their animals. So Moses took the rod from before the Lord as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the assembly together before the rock, and he said to them, "Hear now, you rebels, must we bring water for you out of this rock?" Then Moses lifted his hand and struck the rock twice with his rod. And water came out abundantly, and the congregation and their animals drank. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, "Because you did not believe me, to hallow me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore you shall not bring this assembly into the land which I have given them." This was the water of Meribah, because the children of Israel contended with the Lord, and he was hallowed among them. Now Moses sent messengers from Kadesh to the king of Edom. "Thus says your brother Israel, you know all the hardship that has befallen us, how our fathers went down to Egypt, and we dwelt in Egypt a long time. And the Egyptians afflicted us and our fathers. When we cried out to the Lord, he heard our voice, and sent the angel and brought us up out of Egypt. Now here we are in Kadesh, a city on the edge of your border. Please let us pass through your country. We will not pass through fields or vineyards, nor will we drink water from wells. We will go along the king's highway. We will not turn aside to the right hand or the left until we have passed through your territory." Then Edom said to him, "You shall not pass through my land, lest I come out against you with the sword." So the children of Israel said to him, "We will go by the highway, and if I or my livestock drink any of your water, then I will pay for it. Let me only pass through on foot, nothing more." Then he said, "You shall not pass through." So Edom came out against them with many men and with a strong hand. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his territory. So Israel turned away from him. Now the children of Israel, the whole congregation, journeyed from Kadesh and came to Mount Hor. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in Mount Hor by the border of the land of Edom, saying, "Aaron shall be gathered to his people, for he shall not enter the land which I have given to the children of Israel, because you rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah. Take Aaron and Eleazar his son, and bring them up to Mount Hor, and strip Aaron of his garments, and put them on Eleazar his son, for Aaron shall be gathered to his people and die there." So Moses did just as the Lord commanded, and they went up to Mount Hor in the sight of all the congregation. Moses stripped Aaron of his garments, and he put them on Eleazar his son, and Aaron died there on the top of the mountain. Then Moses and Eleazar came down from the mountain. Now when all the congregation saw that Aaron was dead, all the house of Israel mourned for Aaron 30 days. Let's move over to Psalm 50. I gotta look again. Psalm 58 and 59. You guys should have reminded me. All right, Psalm 58. The just judgment of the wicked, to the chief musician set to "Do Not Destroy," a Miktam of David. So we keep seeing that tune, "Do Not Destroy." Unfortunately, we don't know what it sounded like, but we put these new words to it. That would have helped people memorize the psalm. Talking about judgment, worship, prayer. "Do you indeed speak righteousness, you silent ones? Do you judge uprightly, you sons of men? No, in heart you work wickedness. You weigh out the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf cobra that stops its ear, which will not heed the voice of charmers, charming ever so skillfully. Break their teeth in their mouth, O God. Break out the fangs of the young lions, O Lord. Let them flow away as water which runs continually. When he bends his bow, let his arrows be as if cut in pieces. Let them be like a snail which melts away as it goes, like a stillborn child of a woman, that they may not see the sun." And just a reminder, Psalms is very symbolic. So when snails move, yes, they leave a snail trail, but it's not them melting, but symbolically they melt away. Verse 9, "Before your pots can feel the burning thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, as in his living and burning wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he sees the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that men will say, surely there is a reward for the righteous. Surely he is God who judges in the earth." And there's why we want to take it symbolically. We're not washing our feet in blood. Psalm 59, the assured judgment of the wicked. So we're going to continue with that theme of judging the wicked. "To the chief musician set to "Do Not Destroy" again, a Miktam of David, when Saul sent men and they watched the house in order to kill him. So this one is again tied to a particular incident in David's life. Deliver me from my enemies, O my God. Defend me from those who rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloodthirsty men. For look, they lie in wait for my life. The mighty gather against me, not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves through no fault of mine. Awake to help me, and behold, you therefore, O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, awake to punish all the nations. Do not be merciful to any wicked transgressors. At evening they return, they growl like a dog and go all around the city. Indeed, they belch with their mouth, swords are in their lips, for they say, who hears? But you, O Lord, shall laugh at them. You shall have all the nations in derision. I will wait for you, O you, his strength. For God is my defense. My God of mercy shall come to meet me. God shall let me see my desire on my enemies. Do not slay them, lest my people forget. Scatter them by your power and bring them down, O Lord our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for the cursing and lying which they speak. Consume them in wrath, consume them, that they may not be. And let them know that God rules in Jacob to the ends of the earth. And at evening, when they return, they growl like a dog and go all around the city. They wander up and down for food and howl if they are not satisfied. But I will sing of your power. Yes, I will sing aloud of your mercy in the morning, for you have been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. For you, O my strength, I will sing praises, for God is my defense, my God of mercy. May God bless the reading of his word, and may God bless you. Bye.